Welcome everybody to the Fee Experiment, and this is my gardening, and my camera shot is not the best, but hey, I'm here for it. This is my yard. I'm not doing gardening anymore. This is the second year, but I used to garden over there where the arrow was pointing, right? So I decided to bring everything further away from the house and put it out in my yard. And I'm calling this my grow bag table method because I'm trying to keep the grow bags off of the ground. I don't want a ton of things crawling in there, eating on it. Certainly, bugs are going to get in. You just have to be vigilant, and that's what I'm focusing on. In that little black container is strips of white cotton towels that I use as a wicking system to put water in bottles and wick it. I have a video on a short, check it out. And I put the other end and down into the soil at the roots. So when the plants are thirsty, they'll pull from that wicking system. Over here, I had planted two cantaloupes. Now, this is where I started. Two cantaloupes and a marigold. And, I put them in this black container that I used last year, and I wrapped it in a white towel. That's why it looks dingy or whatever, because it's been sitting out in the elements, because that white towel will help combat the heat. But this soil in there that I have, I literally made that. So it's old soil, but I took it, I, boiled the soil and sterilized is what I'm trying to say. Put some new soil in with it, mixed it around or whatever, and it's working perfectly, and I'll prove it in my next little clip here. But I put in there the perlite to loosen up the soil. Anywho, over here on this table here, you'll see the bottles of water that's going to be the wicking system. Inside I have mosquito bits, so mosquitoes love standing water. But I have sweet bell peppers, Marconi bell peppers, I have tomato, big red tomatoes, cherry tomatoes growing, just several varieties of tomatoes, regular peppers. I'm going to be putting a red pepper in here. But this is how I started. And I have the netting over it because I have all these trees that, every time the wind blows or rain falls, stuff is dropping down, especially in my pool over there. So it's a headache. So I covered them. But I put it on the table because I don't want everything on the ground. This is how I started. And I'm about to show you where we are currently. But yeah, and in that section, I put, red pepper. On to where we are now. Okay, so this is where I am at now. This setup looks crazy, but I'm actually going to be making this netting longer and all around here. I just have to sew them together because the yardage that I have is not long enough. And I don't know, I may not. I just may have to keep trying to fight bugs that are flying in the air. But this is the setup now. Currently, everything is growing so tall. Look at my tomato plant back here. Woohoo! I'm excited. So this is this is a 8 section grow bag, and I have marigolds in there, hopefully combating bugs. And it didn't, because this one had aphids, and I've gotten them off of there, and so I'm really trying to take care of this. These are the giant Marconi bell pepper and the shishito sweet pepper plant. So yeah, I need help, but I think I'm going to have it together soon. These little cups here, this has what I've since done after the aphid infestation. I've put peppermint oil all over cotton balls and hung them in here, and I have some in cups and some on toothpicks or whatever. And then today I just put this peppermint plant out, it's the mint plant, and I think it's supposed to help deter pests. Either way, I've planted this here, the mint, into a container, and I put it right here at the edge of this whole train here. And but yeah, let's look. These are peppers as well. This one is going to be, and I have this kind of tipped over, that cup with the mint, peppermint sprinkled in there. This one is the green bell sweet pepper. And right here, these are actually bottles with wicks in them, and it's water in here. And what I do is take the wick and I stick it down into the soil, because now I have wicks made out of this material, and I stick it down in the soil. But it's been heavy raining the past couple of days, so I just have the bottle still sitting there, and I don't have the wick in there. When the rain stops or slows down, and I can go ahead and put the wick back in there. But it's raining again today, and again more cups with peppermint in it. And of course, when it rains, I remove it. But I'm going to put the peppermint on something else, because of course this is a plastic cup and I don't want that to be leaching into the soil. But it's overcast today. If you can, the past couple of days that I had this done, it's not heating up that plastic in any way. This right here is buried down in the dirt. I usually have a white, I'm going to take it off. I just put that in there today. I usually have a white sleeve around it like this, so that I can, it keeps it cool. It keeps it cool from that heat. But I'm going to change. I need to find containers. I don't know if I'm going to use glass bottles. I have maybe old glass beer bottles, something different than using the plastic consistently. I only been doing it with the plastic for a short time. So for people that are terrified of plastic, and rightfully so, don't come for me, because I literally know how long or you should be using any type of plastic in, regarding that. So anyway, this right here looks like this poor little puppy is just like, ugh. So I'm going to cut her off right here. I know you may say, oh no, that one is good, but I can sacrifice a whole branch just to make sure that whatever this is suffering from is not going to affect this whole stem. So I'm going to, matter of fact, I'll cut it off now. And what I do is when I break them off, I put a little turmeric right here to help heal the wound much faster. So that's basically my setup. And over there on that table is more my cucumber. I mean, not cucumber. This right here is the cantaloupe, and those are all male flowers. So I'll be glad when the females pop out, because I have bees buzzing around and I know they're ready to pollinate something. This one finally has a flower on it, and it's closed right now, and it's another one that's coming. This is my tomato plant. This one is a cucumber, and I've put some fish emulsion in there because their leaves were looking kind of pale. And then this, and the reason I have this netting over there and this netting on this is because you see this big chunk taken out of there. Apparently maybe a butterfly laid some eggs and caterpillars got on it or something. I don't know, but I just wanted to make sure I give it the best chance possible. So anyway, guys, that is it. You have my whole setup. I need to clean up around my area, ignore all of this stuff under the tables. I need to clean this all up and clear this all up. I elevated those bags because when that moisture and when I'm watering the plants, watering the garden, water pooling up under those bags just isn't a good thing. Plus the heat from the black table, I had something down for that. Then I changed that out because I needed to make sure the water under there was draining out and rolling off somewhere other than sitting up under those bags. I didn't want my vegetables to get their roots to get root rot, and they're sitting on top of white poles because brick in the heat can heat up as well. But those white poles, I think, is doing the job. I come out, I feel it. It hasn't been too hot the past couple of days. In the hottest part of the day, I'll come out and I'll feel it, and it feels, it still feels cool. The brick isn't heating up the pole. Why not? I don't know. I don't care, as long as it's working. So there's my setup, and my pole. I will straighten all of that out. I just threw that up there just to get a visual of what I want, and I have to really secure those poles in there. All right, and you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to share this video. If someone's looking on different creative ways to set up their area, by all means, share this whole video. Okay, bye.